800, it's like almost 9, like Hi dreamers and make believers, in today's video I am doing my September TBR. Now once again I have 3 books on my list, but let's see how many I get through. Last month I had 3 books on my list, but one of those books, now come on, was Outlander, and because of that, I mean, it's like a mammoth sized book. I mean, let me show you this book. Okay, it's a pretty hefty book. It's like almost 900 pages. The text isn't the hugest thing in the world, so that was like 2 books in 1 for me. So I got through 2 books in August instead of 3, so the first book on my September TBR is going to be one book that I was supposed to read last month. And that book is 10,000 Skies Above You, which is the sequel to 1,000 Pieces of You. And I started this, some of you may remember, this was on my this was on my July TBR. And then I ended up reading the whole Legend series instead, so it got pushed to the August TBR. And then, yeah, it didn't happen in August. So it is the first book I'm going to read this month in September. So to give you a quick summary of the story, it is the tale of a girl called Marguerite and her friends and her family and how her parents have invented this device called the Firebird, which allows them to travel to different dimensions by jumping into different versions of themselves. And then of course there's a bad guy and there's a conglomerate corporate thing that they have to overcome, and it's so far very interesting, but I've only read the first book, so now I'm looking forward to finally reading the second book. The second book for my September TBR is a book that I've wanted to read for such a long time, so I'm excited to finally get to it, and that is Eragon! So this one is also deceptively long. It looks small, but the text is tiny, and I believe it's 754 pages, so hopefully I'm going to get through my 3 books this month. But again, anything over 400 pages takes me a bit long to read. I mean, it takes me long to read 400 pages. So we'll see how I go, but I'm hoping to get through all 3 books this month. So yes, of course, I'm sure many of you know the story of Eragon. For those of you who don't, I don't either. But I know that it involves dragons and a boy who discovers a dragon and kind of like dragon slayers or something. No, not dragon slayers. Dragon riders! Can Eragon take up the mantle of the legendary dragon riders? The fate of the empire may rest in his hands. So it sounds like my sort of thing, but I actually know very little about this series. I just know it's got dragons and I love dragons. So at last I'm going to read Eragon! So choosing the 3rd and final book to read this month was actually quite difficult because I have so many books on the shelf that I want to read, and I actually the other day bought 3 new books, The Infernal Devices. Yay! But I'm going to talk to you about those in a second because something upset me, but we'll talk about that in a second. So anyways, it was really difficult to choose which one I wanted to read as my final book in September if I can get to it. So I went with page length. So my choices that I was really debating between were Cress and Half-Bad and This Savage Song and Stealing Snow and 3 Dark Crowns. So I was really debating between those which one I wanted to read. So I literally went through all of those and checked which one had a non-deceptively small text and the lower page count, and it turned out that that was Stealing Snow by Daniel Page. So this looks really interesting, it sounds really great, and I really love the cover. It's got like this shiny thing on it, and it says, "In a frozen world a queen will rise, and she will bring down the world. Snow barely remembers the time before she was locked in a psychiatric hospital, but when the love of her life disappears in the night, Snow must follow a mysterious stranger into a magical frozen world to find him, amidst witches, thieves, and spells." So that just sounds very, very, very exciting. So I am looking to ending September off with Stealing Snow. So those are the 3 books that I hope to get through in September. Let's see how I go. But before I say goodbye, I would just like to talk to you about The Infernal Devices, which I bought the other day. So I'm very excited. Clockwork Angel, The Infernal Devices #1, and the spine looks like this, and it's all very exciting. Infernal Devices 2, Clockwork Prince, and again, the spine, don't they look just so nice together? You know, 1 and 2, perfect, great, right? And then I asked the bookstore for #3, and I really wanted to get the whole series because I didn't want to wait, I'm impatient. Not that I'm going to get to it anytime soon, but I just didn't want to wait. You know what they gave me? They gave me this. Now I actually prefer these covers and I prefer these spines. How beautiful is that? The Clockwork Princess. I love these covers. But then I was like, okay, well then can I have 1 and 2 in this cover style? Oh no, we don't have that. Okay, can I have 3 then in this cover style? Oh no, we don't have that. So you have 1 and 2 in this cover style, and you have 3 in this cover style, and there's no way to change that. You want my bookshelf to look like this, and I'm like, and that is all for today. Until next time, I'll see you. Bye.